Have you ever felt a shift in your relationship as the years go by? What once felt like deep love and admiration may now seem like frustration, distance, or even resentment. Many long-term couples experience this, and it's not just a mystery, it has real, practical reasons behind it. In this video, we'll uncover why women's feelings toward their husbands often change with time and, more importantly, how couples can address these challenges to build a stronger, more fulfilling relationship. Stay with us until the end, because understanding these insights could be the key to transforming your marriage and rediscovering the love that first brought you together. Before we begin, I would appreciate it if you like this video, you can help me continue to spread the old age lesson. If you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like this video, please comment number 1. If you don't like it, comment number 0 to let me know, so I can make a better video for you. Now let's get started. 1. The passage of time and changing expectations. One of the most fundamental reasons why women may begin to feel a growing disconnect from their husbands is the inevitable passage of time. When two people first meet and fall in love, their relationship is often filled with excitement, passion, and a sense of newness. In the early days, they see the best in each other, embracing their partner's quirks and imperfections as part of their charm. They are fueled by hope and idealistic visions of their shared future, believing that love will be enough to sustain them through any obstacle. However, as the years pass, these idealized visions may begin to clash with the realities of daily life. Responsibilities increase, external stressors, such as career demands, financial pressures, or raising children, take center stage, and the relationship that once felt effortless may now require deliberate effort. As people mature, they inevitably evolve, shaped by their experiences, challenges, and personal growth. Unfortunately, not all couples grow in the same direction. Some develop a deeper bond, while others find themselves drifting apart, unable to reconcile the changes in their personalities, needs, and aspirations. In the beginning, a woman may have admired her husband's ambition, his spontaneous nature, or his ability to make light of serious situations. She may have found his little habits endearing, perhaps the way he forgot to put his socks away or his tendency to tell the same jokes over and over. Yet, over time, what once seemed charming may become a source of frustration. That same ambition she once admired may now feel like workaholism, leaving her feeling neglected. His light-hearted attitude may come across as irresponsibility or an unwillingness to take things seriously. Small habits that were once brushed off may now feel like constant sources of irritation. As individuals change, so do their expectations about love, partnership, and emotional fulfillment. Early in a marriage, a woman might tolerate a spouse's poor communication skills, his reluctance to help around the house, or his emotional unavailability. But as she matures, she may begin to expect more, not just in terms of shared responsibilities but also in emotional depth and connection. Many women reach a stage where they no longer have the patience for unresolved issues or minor annoyances that once seemed insignificant. They crave a relationship that feels reciprocal, where they feel heard, valued, and understood. Additionally, societal shifts and personal experiences influence how women perceive their roles within a marriage. In earlier decades, many women were conditioned to accept certain dynamics in relationships, whether it was the husband being the primary decision-maker or the wife carrying the bulk of the household and emotional labor. But as perspectives change, many women begin to reevaluate what they want out of life and whether their marriage aligns with those desires. If they feel stagnant, unheard, or emotionally unfulfilled, the sense of disconnection deepens. In the end, the passage of time itself isn't the issue. It's how individuals navigate that time together. Couples who continue to nurture their relationship, adapt to change, and grow in alignment with one another often maintain a strong connection. But for those who fail to address the gradual shifts in expectations, emotional needs, and personal growth, the result is often a widening emotional gap that can be difficult to bridge. 2. The changing roles and imbalance of responsibility. As women grow older, they often become more aware of the shifting dynamics in their relationship, particularly when it comes to roles within the household. While early in marriage, responsibilities may seem evenly distributed or at least manageable. Over time, many women find themselves shouldering a disproportionate amount of work, both physically and emotionally. Women are frequently expected to juggle multiple demanding roles, from managing their careers and finances to raising children, overseeing their education, maintaining the home, and ensuring the emotional stability of the family. Even in modern relationships where men are more involved than in previous generations, there is often still an underlying expectation that the woman will be the primary caregiver, the organizer, and the emotional pillar of the household. This invisible yet critical labor, often referred to as emotional labor, includes everything from remembering birthdays and scheduling doctor's appointments to handling conflicts between children and managing the family's social calendar. In some marriages, this imbalance becomes even more pronounced as children grow older and begin to gain independence. While one might assume that parenting duties would lighten as children become more self-sufficient, the reality is that a mother's role often shifts rather than diminishes. Instead of tending to their basic needs, she now takes on new responsibilities, helping with emotional struggles, academic guidance, and career planning, often while managing aging parents and a demanding job. If her husband has been relatively passive in these areas throughout their marriage, the contrast becomes starker, and she may begin to feel a deep sense of exhaustion and frustration. A significant source of resentment can arise when a woman feels that she is carrying the bulk of these responsibilities alone while her husband remains unaware or disengaged. In some cases, men may assume that because they provide financially, their contribution is sufficient, failing to recognize the immense mental and emotional toll placed on their wives. Over time, this dynamic can create a growing disconnect. A woman who once felt close to her husband may begin to feel like she is navigating life as a single entity within the marriage. The emotional burden of maintaining the household, caring for children, working, and often managing the well-being of extended family members can become overwhelming. When there is a lack of partnership in these responsibilities, a woman may start feeling undervalued, unseen, or unappreciated. The weight of managing it all can gradually erode the emotional connection she once had with her husband, making her feel more distant from him. If left unaddressed, this imbalance can create lasting damage to the relationship. Women who feel unsupported may withdraw emotionally, invest more time and energy into their children, careers, or personal pursuits, and disengage from their marital connection. In the worst cases, a woman may realize that she is happier or more at peace when her husband is not around, signaling a deeper fracture in the relationship. This evolving dynamic is one of the major reasons why many women, especially in long-term marriages, find themselves questioning their happiness and fulfillment within the relationship. It underscores the importance of open communication, shared responsibilities, and mutual appreciation in ensuring that both partners feel valued and supported. Without this balance, resentment can quietly build over time, leaving a once loving marriage strained under the weight of unspoken expectations and unacknowledged labor. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 3. Dissatisfaction in the intimate relationship. Sexual intimacy is often a critical component of a strong and fulfilling marriage. It serves not only as a physical connection between partners, but also as an emotional and psychological bond that reinforces closeness, trust, and mutual affection. However, as time passes, various factors can lead to a decline in intimacy, leaving one or both partners feeling unfulfilled, disconnected, or even rejected. For many women, physiological changes brought on by aging, hormonal fluctuations, or health conditions such as menopause can significantly impact their desire for intimacy. Decreased estrogen levels may lead to a reduction in libido, vaginal dryness, discomfort during intercourse, and overall fatigue. In addition, external stressors such as work pressures, caregiving responsibilities, or emotional burdens can further diminish a woman's interest in physical intimacy. On the other hand, men may also experience shifts in their sexual health and behavior. As they age, some men face decreased testosterone levels, erectile dysfunction, or a reduced ability to sustain intimacy in the way they once did. In other cases, they may become emotionally distant, preoccupied with work, or take their partner's presence for granted, leading to an unintentional neglect of their wife's emotional and physical needs. When a husband no longer expresses affection through small gestures, meaningful conversations, or physical closeness, his wife may begin to feel emotionally isolated. As intimacy dwindles, a woman might start feeling undesirable, unappreciated, or disconnected from her husband. If her emotional and physical needs go unmet for an extended period, she may begin to experience frustration, loneliness, or even resentment. These emotions can gradually erode the foundation of love and companionship within the marriage. Furthermore, the lack of intimacy doesn't just impact the bedroom. It often seeps into other aspects of the relationship. The absence of affectionate touch, playful banter, or shared moments of vulnerability can create an emotional gap that leaves both partners feeling estranged. Without open communication and mutual effort to rekindle intimacy, the relationship may continue to suffer, leading to greater emotional distance and dissatisfaction. Ultimately, maintaining intimacy in a marriage requires ongoing effort, understanding, and a willingness to adapt to each other's changing needs. Honest conversations about desires, concerns, and emotional well-being can help couples navigate the inevitable challenges that arise. Seeking professional guidance, exploring new ways to connect, or simply making an effort to show appreciation and affection can go a long way in restoring the emotional and physical closeness that strengthens a marriage. 4. Unresolved conflicts and lack of communication. One of the most common reasons marriages begin to deteriorate is a communication breakdown, especially when the relationship becomes comfortable and stable over time. In the early stages of a relationship, both partners often make an effort to connect, discuss their feelings, and resolve conflicts. However, as the years pass and the initial excitement fades, couples can fall into routines that lack the depth of meaningful conversations. When communication falters, small issues that may seem insignificant at first are often left unaddressed. These unresolved issues, whether they are about day-to-day concerns, unmet emotional needs, or ongoing disagreements, can quietly accumulate in the background, growing into larger problems that are harder to ignore. For women, especially, feeling unheard or misunderstood can be incredibly painful. They may bring up concerns, frustrations, or emotional needs to their partners, only to feel dismissed or invalidated. Over time, this lack of validation can create a sense of emotional detachment, as they begin to retreat inwardly to protect themselves from further disappointment. The feeling of not being seen or heard is often compounded by a partner's indifference or failure to acknowledge the emotional weight of the issue at hand. When this becomes a pattern, the emotional connection that once bound the couple together starts to erode, leaving room for dissatisfaction and frustration. This emotional disengagement can manifest in several ways. Initially, it may appear as subtle disinterest in daily conversations or less frequent attempts to connect on a personal level. Over time, however, it can deepen into a growing sense of resentment and bitterness, particularly if the unresolved issues remain unspoken. Problems that might seem minor, like a disagreement over household chores or how to spend free time, can grow in significance when they are repeatedly ignored or minimized. As unresolved conflicts build up, trust begins to erode, and emotional disconnection becomes more pronounced. The range of unresolved issues can vary widely, from financial strain and differing parenting approaches to deeper breaches of trust, such as infidelity. In many cases, these problems are never fully discussed or resolved because the couple falls into a pattern of avoidance or denial. They may become afraid to bring up difficult topics, fearing that it will lead to more conflict, or they may convince themselves that the issue will resolve itself over time. However, this avoidance only deepens the divide, as the unresolved problem remains in the background, steadily chipping away at the foundation of the relationship. For women, especially, the lack of emotional fulfillment can feel like a growing void in the relationship. When their emotional needs are not met, they may feel disconnected and alone, even when physically present with their partner. Over time, this emotional distance can evolve into a sense of dislike or even contempt. The partner who once brought joy and comfort may now feel like a source of frustration or resentment. This emotional chasm can become so wide that the couple may struggle to remember how they once communicated openly and affectionately. The longer unresolved conflicts persist without being addressed, the harder it becomes to bridge the gap. What began as a minor disagreement can eventually turn into a deep emotional divide, leaving both partners wondering if the relationship can ever be repaired. In these situations, it's important to recognize that communication is not just about speaking. It's about listening, validating each other's feelings, and working together to find solutions to the problems that threaten the relationship. Without this effort, the relationship may become a source of pain rather than a source of support and comfort. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 5. Personal growth and self-awareness. As individuals age, they often experience a profound and transformative journey of personal growth, one that is especially prominent in women. Over time, life's challenges, milestones, and transitions act as catalysts for self-discovery and self-awareness. Women, in particular, may find themselves in a period of reflection and reevaluation as they navigate the later stages of life. For many, This period is marked by a deep sense of introspection, often triggered by life-altering events or subtle shifts in perspective. One of the key transitions that can provoke this sense of self-reflection is the shift from raising children to experiencing an empty nest. For years, women have dedicated much of their energy to nurturing and supporting their children, creating a strong sense of purpose and fulfillment. However, as their children grow older and become more independent, many women are left facing the question of what comes next for them. The absence of the day-to-day responsibilities that come with motherhood can feel both liberating and unsettling. It opens up space for personal reflection on their identity beyond being a mother, spouse, or caretaker. As the focus on their children diminishes, women may feel compelled to reassess their own goals, dreams, and desires that have been put on hold for years. Other life changes, such as a transition in career, lifestyle, or personal interests, can also be powerful triggers for personal growth. The realization that life is finite becomes more apparent as women approach midlife, sparking a desire to seek fulfillment and purpose beyond what has traditionally defined them. This desire for change can manifest in many ways, from pursuing a new career path to exploring hobbies or passions long forgotten. As they move through this process, women may discover new strengths, talents, and interests that they never had the time or opportunity to explore earlier in life. Amid this personal development, many women begin to reassess their relationships. They might question whether they are truly content in their marriage or partnership, especially if they have spent a significant portion of their lives prioritizing the needs of others, such as their children or spouse. This shift in focus can bring a sense of clarity, revealing desires for independence, adventure, and self-fulfillment that were once suppressed. As they look inward, they may feel the pull of a life that is uniquely their own, one where they are not solely defined by their role in the family or relationship. The realization that they have sacrificed so much of themselves for others can lead to a sense of disillusionment. For women who have dedicated their time and energy to the well-being of their partners, there may be a growing sense of frustration if they feel their spouse has not undergone a similar process of growth or has not made an effort to invest in the relationship. They may begin to feel that their partner has remained stagnant, leaving them to grapple with their evolving needs and desires alone. This can create feelings of emotional distance, especially if communication and mutual support are lacking. Ultimately, this period of personal growth is about rediscovering oneself, confronting hidden desires, and embracing a new sense of purpose. Women may feel the urge to break free from the limitations of their past roles and explore new possibilities. It is a time of reinvention and liberation, where women have the opportunity to cultivate their happiness, independent of external expectations or societal norms. This transformative process, while challenging, can lead to a richer, more fulfilling life, one that is deeply aligned with their true selves and aspirations. 6. Changes in physical appearance and attraction. Attraction within a relationship is far more than just physical appearance. It is deeply rooted in emotional, psychological, and relational connections. However, as women age, they often undergo significant physical changes that can impact their sense of self and their perceptions of attractiveness. These changes might include weight gain, the appearance of wrinkles, a shift in body shape, and changes in skin texture, among other signs of aging. While these physical alterations are a natural part of the aging process, they can trigger feelings of insecurity and dissatisfaction. For many women, these changes can lead to a shift in how they view themselves, and it's not uncommon for them to struggle with self-esteem as they come to terms with these new realities. They may start to feel less attractive to their partner, especially if they feel that the affection and admiration their spouse once showed has lessened over time. When a woman no longer feels as physically desirable or appreciated as she once did, it can have a profound effect on her self-worth. Moreover, women may find that their husbands, too, have experienced changes in their levels of affection, attentiveness, or physical attraction. When a husband no longer expresses the same level of appreciation or warmth as he did when they were younger, it can create emotional distance. This lack of attention may manifest in subtle ways, such as fewer compliments, less physical closeness, or a decrease in intimate moments. The absence of these affirmations can leave a woman feeling disconnected and emotionally isolated. This emotional detachment can intensify feelings of unattractiveness, leading her to question not only her physical appearance but also her value within the relationship. When a woman perceives a lack of interest or affection from her partner, it may bring up deep insecurities about her worthiness of love and admiration. These concerns, while stemming from physical changes, are often compounded by the lack of emotional support and validation from a partner who might be preoccupied with his life changes or challenges. As a result, the dynamics of attraction in the relationship can shift, making it a complex and sometimes difficult issue to navigate. In these situations, the emotional and psychological effects of aging on attraction are equally important as the physical changes, and understanding the delicate balance of affection, communication, and self-worth becomes essential for maintaining a healthy, supportive relationship. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 3 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 7. Financial stress and lifestyle pressures. Financial strain is one of the most significant and pervasive factors that can place immense pressure on a marriage. As couples grow older, they inevitably confront the growing responsibility of securing their financial future, particularly when it comes to saving for retirement. The looming prospect of future financial insecurity, paired with the strain of managing present-day expenses, can lead to heightened stress and anxiety. On top of this, many couples face the added burden of managing debt, whether it's student loans, mortgages, or credit card balances, and the rising costs of raising children, which can sometimes feel like an insurmountable financial hurdle. When financial goals and priorities are not aligned within a marriage, the differences can lead to a widening divide. It's not uncommon for couples to struggle with disagreements about how money should be spent, saved, or invested. One partner may want to live in the present, prioritizing experiences or material possessions, while the other may focus on long-term goals, such as saving for retirement or purchasing a home. This misalignment can cause tension and frustration, as each partner may feel misunderstood or disregarded in their priorities. For women, in particular, who often take on the bulk of the family's financial responsibilities, this tension can deepen. Many women find themselves managing household budgets, balancing bills, and ensuring there's enough money to meet the needs of children, elderly parents, and the household. If they feel that their partner is not equally contributing to the family's financial stability, whether through a lack of income or a failure to actively manage money, it can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration. They may feel as though the weight of financial pressures is disproportionately on their shoulders, creating an imbalance in the relationship that is difficult to overcome. This financial divide can also extend to the emotional toll that financial stress exacts. Women who are already carrying the burden of managing finances may experience a sense of emotional fatigue, as they balance their professional lives, domestic duties, and the mental burden of worrying about the family's financial well-being. Over time, these accumulated stressors can manifest in feelings of isolation and a communication breakdown, as both partners struggle to address their needs and desires, ultimately undermining the relationship. Furthermore, the strain of financial pressures may exacerbate other underlying issues in the relationship. As couples argue over financial matters, they may begin to focus more on their differences and less on the emotional connection that originally brought them together. This shift can lead to a lack of intimacy, decreased trust, and feelings of resentment, ultimately jeopardizing the stability of the marriage itself. Without open, honest conversations and a shared vision for their financial future, the stress of managing finances can, unfortunately, become a major source of division rather than a tool for building a stronger, more cohesive partnership. 8. The need for respect and equality. One of the fundamental emotional needs for women in marriage is respect. As women grow older, they often gain a deeper awareness of their worth and the way they are treated by their spouses. This awareness becomes especially pronounced in the later stages of life when the accumulated experiences of marriage, career, and personal growth come to the forefront. For many women, the desire to feel respected and valued within their marriage becomes even more crucial as they navigate the complexities of aging, health changes, and evolving personal goals. Respect, in this context, goes beyond mere politeness or surface-level appreciation. It includes acknowledgement of their efforts, recognition of their individuality, and validation of their emotional needs and desires. In a marriage, this means truly listening to their opinions, honoring their decisions, and valuing their contributions, whether in managing the household, raising children, or building a career. When women feel that their perspectives and contributions are taken for granted or dismissed, it can lead to a growing sense of emotional distance and disconnection. As they age, many women may also reflect on their lives and assess their sense of fulfillment within their marriage. They begin to recognize the importance of equality, where both partners contribute and support each other, not just in terms of financial stability or physical tasks, but also in emotional and mental partnership. If a woman perceives a lack of respect from her husband or feels that her role is undervalued, it can lead to feelings of frustration, resentment, and eventually emotional withdrawal. This emotional distance is often accompanied by a longing for deeper connection and understanding. If the marital dynamic has shifted over time, with the wife feeling less seen or appreciated, it can become difficult for her to continue investing emotionally in the relationship. The desire for mutual respect and equality is not only important for emotional well-being but also for fostering intimacy, trust, and communication in the marriage. Furthermore, as women age, they may develop a heightened sensitivity to societal attitudes toward aging and gender roles. They may feel even more strongly that they deserve respect for the life experiences they bring to the table, and they may seek out relationships, whether romantic, familial, or social, that honor their worth and contributions. In this phase of life, both partners need to recognize and appreciate the unique strengths and challenges that come with aging and to work together to ensure that mutual respect and equality remain central to their bond. When respect and equality are present, it nurtures an environment of emotional support, where both partners feel safe, valued, and connected. This foundation strengthens the marriage and allows for continued growth and affection, ensuring that both partners can thrive in the later stages of their lives, secure in the knowledge that their emotional needs are being met and respected. If you are still watching this video and finding these lessons useful, please comment number 4 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. Thank you for your valuable time. 9. The desire for change and new experiences. As women age, the desire for change and new experiences can become a powerful force in their lives. Over the years, they may have devoted much of their energy to raising children, building careers, and managing the responsibilities of daily life. However, as time passes and children grow older or independence is gained, they often find themselves yearning for something more, something beyond the routines that have defined much of their adult existence. This desire for change can take many forms, from a longing for freedom and adventure to a deep need for personal growth and exploration. Women may feel an intense pull to travel, learn new skills, or simply step outside their comfort zone to embrace the unfamiliar. These feelings often arise out of a growing realization that life is finite and that there is so much more to experience beyond the familiar. Women may begin to question their current situation and wonder if they are truly living in alignment with their passions and aspirations. They may crave the excitement of spontaneous adventures, the thrill of learning something new, or the satisfaction of accomplishing something entirely different from their past achievements. As they reflect on the passing of time, the notion of time running out can spark an urgent desire to make changes and embrace opportunities that they might have once put off or overlooked. However, this desire for new experiences can also bring about tension within marriages, particularly if their husbands do not share or understand these aspirations. If a woman's partner is resistant to change or prefers to maintain the status quo, the woman may feel trapped in a life that no longer fulfills her. The disconnect can create a sense of emotional distance, as her desires for adventure or personal growth may be seen as a disruption to the established dynamic of the relationship. In some cases, this lack of support or understanding can lead women to feel that their marriages are holding them back from realizing their full potential, leaving them with feelings of frustration, loneliness, or unfulfillment. If the desire for change remains unmet, it may lead to greater dissatisfaction or even a re-evaluation of the relationship itself. Women who feel unsupported in their pursuit of new experiences may question whether they can truly grow within the confines of a partnership that doesn't align with their evolving needs. In some cases, this tension can result in a deeper exploration of personal boundaries, relationships, and the pursuit of self-actualization. Ultimately, the desire for change and new experiences can be a powerful catalyst for growth, but it requires understanding, communication, and support from both partners to ensure that the relationship evolves alongside the personal transformations that come with aging. As we've explored, the shifts in long-term relationships are often rooted in practical challenges, changing expectations, emotional disconnect, unresolved conflicts, and personal growth. But the good news is that with understanding, communication, and mutual effort, couples can rebuild and strengthen their bond over time. What have you learned from this video? Share in the comments one key insight that resonated with you and something you will bring into practice in your own life. If you like this video, please leave your comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more insightful content. Thank you for watching.